Imagine a world without wheels, writing, or even paper. Sounds impossible, right? But every one of these started as a spark of genius thousands of years ago. Today, I'm counting down the top 10 ancient inventions that changed the world forever. First up, the wheel. Invented around 3500 BCE in Mesopotamia. The wheel didn't just make travel easier, it powered pottery, carts, and eventually every machine you can think of. Seriously, without it, you wouldn't be biking to school, riding the bus, or scrolling through your smartphone. Next, writing systems. Early cuneiform in Sumer, hieroglyphics in Egypt. These weren't just fancy doodles. They let people record laws, trades, epic stories, and discoveries. Writing is the reason we even know about ancient history today. Our whole system of sharing ideas started right here. Third, irrigation. Picture ancient engineers digging canals in Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley. They turned empty deserts into fields overflowing with crops. Suddenly there was enough food for cities to grow, for art, for science, basically for civilization itself. Fourth, paper. Invented in China about 100 BCE, it turned ideas into something you could fold, carry, or share. Think of all the epic books, poems, and memes you love. They owe their existence to the humble sheet of paper. Fifth, concrete. The Romans didn't just build with stone, they invented a durable concrete that let them create massive domes, aqueducts, and roads. Some of these are still standing 2,000 years later. That's serious staying power. Sixth, the compass. First used in ancient China, it made navigating across oceans possible. Explorers, traders, even pirates. The compass guided them all, opening up the whole world for discovery. Seventh, gunpowder. Also from China, this explosive invention started as a quest for immortality, but changed warfare, fireworks, and global history instead. The balance of power shifted forever. Eighth, the calendar. Ancient Babylonians, Egyptians, and Mayans watched the sky and mapped out time. Their calendars let societies plant crops, celebrate festivals, and basically keep life running on schedule. Ninth, surgery and medicine. Long before modern doctors, ancient Indians and Egyptians were fixing broken bones, performing surgery, and mixing up herbal remedies. The foundations of healthcare, thousands of years before hospitals. And number 10, astronomy. Ancient civilizations mapped the stars to navigate, plant crops, and understand the universe. Their observations turned into science, philosophy, and even religion, reshaping how humans saw themselves. So next time you jump in a car, jot down a note, or look up at the night sky, remember, you're living in a world built on the genius of ancient inventors. Pretty amazing, right? But how exactly do these ancient inventions shape our lives today? Let's connect the dots from the past to the present. Take the wheel. It's not just spinning on cars and bikes, it's at the heart of every engine, turbine, and even the hard drives in our computers. The same simple idea from Mesopotamia now powers everything from space exploration to your morning commute. Or look at writing. Those first marks on clay tablets? They evolved into emails, texts, and social media. The way we communicate across the globe in seconds. The ancient urge to record and share knowledge is now the backbone of the internet. Irrigation systems have transformed into high-tech hydroponics and smart farming, helping us feed billions more people with fewer resources. Paper, once an ancient luxury, is now replaced or enhanced by digital screens, but the goal is the same: spreading ideas. Roman concrete? It inspired the skyscrapers and bridges of today, allowing cities to reach new heights. The compass led to GPS satellites, guiding planes, ships, and even your phone's map app. Gunpowder? It's not just for fireworks and defense anymore. It sparked innovations in chemistry and engineering. And those ancient calendars? Now we use atomic clocks and digital planners, but we're still following the rhythms set by our ancestors. Even ancient medicine paved the way for today's hospitals, research labs, and life-saving treatments. And astronomy? It's led to telescopes, satellites, and the search for life beyond our planet. So next time you use a gadget, cross a bridge, or send a message, remember, you're carrying a piece of ancient genius in your pocket. The inventions that started thousands of years ago are still changing our world, and the next big breakthrough might be just around the corner. While the wheel and the compass get all the attention, history is full of lesser-known inventions that quietly transformed the world. Take the Antikythera mechanism, built by ancient Greeks over 2,000 years ago. This complex device made of bronze gears was the world's first known analog computer, predicting eclipses and tracking the movements of the planets long before modern astronomy, or consider ancient Roman glassblowing. This technique revolutionized how people stored and transported food, medicines, and perfumes, laying the groundwork for modern packaging and even laboratory science. Then there's the Baghdad battery, a mysterious clay jar from ancient Mesopotamia that may have generated a weak electric current. While its true purpose is still debated, it hints at an early understanding of electricity, centuries before it powered our world. The Chinese invention of deep drilling, used over 2,400 years ago to extract natural gas, paved the way for today's energy industry. And let's not forget the Persian windmill, one of the earliest machines to harness wind power, inspiring the renewable energy revolution we see today. These unsung innovations remind us that history is full of hidden breakthroughs. Behind every familiar gadget or technology, there may be a forgotten story, and a spark of ancient creativity that continues to shape our future. When we think of ancient inventions, transportation stands as a testament to human ingenuity and the desire to connect distant worlds. Early civilizations transformed the way people and goods moved, setting the stage for today's global networks. The invention of the wheel around 3500 BCE in Mesopotamia revolutionized land travel, making it possible to haul heavy loads with unprecedented ease. But wheels were just the beginning. In Egypt, the Nile became a superhighway thanks to wooden sailboats, harnessing the power of the wind to move people and cargo upstream and down. These boats were the lifeblood of ancient trade and communication, and their design inspired future maritime innovation. Meanwhile, the Romans engineered extensive road networks, complete with milestones and way stations. Their roads, some still in use today, allowed armies, merchants, and information to move swiftly across continents, uniting a vast empire. In the Americas, the Inca Empire built thousands of miles of stone roads and dizzying rope bridges that spanned deep mountain gorges, connecting remote villages across the Andes. These innovations demonstrated that even the most challenging landscapes could be conquered with creativity and determination. And in China, the invention of the wheelbarrow and the development of canal systems during the Han Dynasty transformed agriculture and commerce, making it easier to transport goods and feed growing cities. From wheels to waterways and the first tentative steps toward flight with kites and gliders, ancient transportation methods were more than mere tools. They were bridges between cultures, ideas, and possibilities. These early innovations paved the way for the trains, planes, and automobiles that define our modern world, reminding us that every journey begins with a single, ingenious step. While transportation connected distant lands, ancient communication systems bridged gaps between minds and communities. Long before smartphones and satellites, civilizations devised ingenious ways to share information across vast distances, often with surprising sophistication. In ancient Mesopotamia, clay tablets inscribed with cuneiform marked the dawn of written communication, enabling messages, laws, and stories to endure beyond a single lifetime. Egypt's papyrus scrolls carried royal decrees and sacred texts along the Nile, transforming how knowledge was preserved and shared. Further east, the Chinese developed intricate postal relays during the Han Dynasty, where mounted couriers sped along the Silk Road, carrying imperial edicts and vital news. In the Americas, the Inca Empire relied on agile runners known as chasqui, who relayed messages knotted into colorful quipus, a unique system of cords and knots recording everything from census data to military orders. Meanwhile, ancient Greece and Rome employed fire beacons, signal towers, and coded messages to transmit urgent warnings or summon armies. Even sound played a role. African and Polynesian societies used drums and horns to send coded signals across forests and islands. These early communication networks laid the groundwork for our global exchange of ideas. From the written word to digital text, the legacy of ancient messengers lives on each time we share a message, bridging time and distance, and reminding us that the need to connect is as old as humanity itself. While communication and transportation shaped civilizations, another force quietly transformed human destiny: the quest to heal. Ancient medical practices born of necessity and observation laid the foundation for much of modern medicine. In Egypt, skilled physicians recorded diagnoses and treatments on papyrus, blending herbal remedies with surgical techniques that astound researchers even today. The Greeks introduced the concept of clinical observation, with Hippocrates advocating for careful study of symptoms and the healing power of nature, principles still echoed in modern medical ethics. Across the ancient world, Indian Ayurvedic practitioners mapped the body's systems and prescribed holistic regimens of diet, exercise, and herbal medicine. In China, acupuncture and herbal pharmacology flourished, grounded in philosophies of balance and energy flow that continue to influence wellness practices worldwide. Meanwhile, Roman engineers built sophisticated aqueducts and public baths, recognizing the link between hygiene and health centuries before germ theory. The Americas contributed their own wisdom, with indigenous healers using plants like quinine-rich cinchona bark to treat fevers, a precursor to modern malaria medicines. These ancient healers, experimenting with what they had and observing what worked, set the stage for scientific breakthroughs that would follow. Today, as we develop life-saving vaccines and advanced therapies, we're still guided by the curiosity, compassion, and ingenuity of those first medical pioneers. Their legacy lives on in every hospital, clinic, and caring touch, a testament to humanity's enduring hope for healing. Long before modern skyscrapers pierced the sky, ancient architects and engineers were already pushing the limits of what was possible. Across continents, they imagined and constructed monuments, cities, and infrastructures that still inspire awe today. In Egypt, the Great Pyramids rose from the desert, their construction a stunning feat of mathematics, organization, and human perseverance. The Greeks perfected columns and symmetry, giving us the Parthenon, an enduring symbol of harmony and proportion. Meanwhile, the Romans revolutionized urban life with concrete domes and roads that connected an empire. Their aqueducts and the mighty Colosseum showcased mastery over materials and space. Further east, the intricate stepwells of India and the majestic temples of Angkor in Cambodia demonstrated advanced water management and artistic vision. In the Americas, the Inca built Machu Picchu high in the Andes, seamlessly blending architecture with the natural landscape, while the Maya erected towering pyramids and observatories aligned with the stars. These ancient marvels were more than displays of power or beauty. They solved practical problems, fostered community, and connected people across vast distances. Many techniques, from the Roman arch to the Chinese suspension bridge, laid the groundwork for modern construction. Today, architects and engineers continue to draw inspiration from these wonders, blending ancient wisdom with cutting-edge technology to shape the skylines of tomorrow. The legacy of ancient builders endures, reminding us that human creativity, when combined with determination, can truly move mountains, and sometimes build them. From the first chipped stones to the finely crafted instruments of ancient artisans, tools have always been at the heart of human progress. Early humans shaped flint into sharp blades and points, unlocking the ability to hunt, build, and create with newfound efficiency. Over time, the discovery of metals like copper, bronze, and iron sparked technological revolutions, each new material allowing for stronger, more durable axes, plows, and weapons. Ancient Egyptians wielded copper chisels and saws to shape the limestone blocks of their pyramids, while Chinese blacksmiths mastered the art of casting bronze into intricate vessels and sturdy farming implements. In Mesopotamia, the invention of the potter's wheel transformed both daily life and artistic expression, while the development of the loom and spindle advanced textile production across civilizations. Tools were not just for survival, they enabled innovation. The Roman engineers' measuring rods, the Greek mathematicians' compass, and the Mayas' obsidian blades all pushed the boundaries of what was possible. Each generation built upon the knowledge and craftsmanship of those before, refining techniques and inventing new devices to meet evolving needs. Many of today's essential tools, hammers, saws, drills, trace their origins back thousands of years, their basic designs largely unchanged. Even in our digital age, the ingenuity of ancient toolmakers continues to shape the way we work, build, and solve problems. Their legacy is a testament to the idea that progress is forged, quite literally, by the hands and minds of those who dare to create. While ancient tools and technology laid the groundwork for progress, it was the harnessing of energy that truly powered civilizations forward. Long before the flick of a light switch or the roar of engines, ancient peoples discovered ingenious ways to tap into natural forces around them. The earliest energy source was human muscle, from hauling stones to grinding grain by hand. But over time, necessity inspired invention. The simple act of burning wood for warmth and cooking evolved into controlled use of fire for metalworking and pottery kilns, fueling industries and communities. Wind and water became vital allies. The ancient Egyptians and Mesopotamians built sailboats, capturing the wind to travel and trade across rivers and seas. In Persia, the invention of the windmill allowed farmers to grind grain and pump water, transforming arid landscapes into fertile fields. Water wheels, first seen in ancient Greece and China, harnessed the power of flowing rivers to turn massive stones for milling flour, saw wood, and operate early machinery. These innovations lightened the burden of daily labor, but also set the stage for industrial revolutions to come. Even the sun was an energy source. Ancient Romans designed bathhouses and homes to capture solar heat, while Greeks used mirrors to concentrate sunlight for religious ceremonies. By tapping into elemental energies of earth, wind, water, and fire, ancient inventors sparked a legacy of power that continues to flow through our modern world. Their resourcefulness reminds us that energy is everywhere, waiting for those bold enough to harness it. As civilizations learned to harness the elements for power, they also looked to the skies and seas for guidance. Ancient navigation was a blend of keen observation, ingenuity, and courage, skills that enabled explorers to chart unknown waters and connect distant lands. Long before GPS or compasses, early sailors relied on the world around them. Polynesian navigators read the stars, ocean swells, and bird migrations to traverse thousands of miles across the Pacific, memorizing intricate routes passed down through generations. The Phoenicians, renowned as master mariners, used the North Star to maintain their course while trading across the Mediterranean, while ancient Egyptians tracked the sun's position to steer their reed boats along the Nile. On land, the Romans built elaborate road networks, marked by milestones and maps, guiding armies and merchants across continents. Chinese inventors revolutionized navigation with the early magnetic compass, a lodestone device that pointed the way even when skies were clouded. These ancient techniques not only opened new worlds but also fostered cultural exchange, trade, and innovation. The legacy of their discoveries lives on in every map, compass, and navigation app we use today, a testament to humanity's enduring quest to find its way, no matter how uncharted the path. From the earliest tools to the marvels of navigation, ancient inventions did more than solve practical problems. They shaped the very fabric of human culture. As innovations spread along trade routes and across continents, they became bridges between civilizations, sparking the exchange of ideas, beliefs, and traditions. The Silk Road, for example, was not just a path for silk and spices, but a highway for inventions like papermaking and gunpowder, transforming societies from China to Europe. The written word, carved into clay tablets or inked onto papyrus, preserved myths, laws, and histories, allowing distant peoples to share stories and wisdom across generations. Architectural wonders, from the pyramids of Egypt to the aqueducts of Rome, became symbols of identity and sources of national pride, inspiring awe and imitation far beyond their borders. Even simple tools like the plow or the pottery wheel revolutionized daily life and fostered the growth of communities. These ancient breakthroughs created ripple effects that still shape our world today. They remind us that innovation is not just about progress, it's about connection, collaboration, and the enduring human desire to leave a mark on history. In every corner of the globe, the legacy of ancient inventions continues to unite us, echoing across time in the cultures we celebrate and the technologies we build.